Hello and welcome back to Ada Pulse, the community-funded news channel keeping you up to date with all the news and emerging projects that are in and around the Cardano ecosystem. And remember, because we're community-funded, there is no coin shilling, no paid promotion. We don't even discuss token price. We're just here to disseminate information and deliver it to you in a way that's easy for you to understand. Now, today we are discussing Conclave, a collective stakepool protocol. And this is an article by our veteran writer, LiberLion. And as usual, the article can be found on the Ada Pulse website, along with all the other articles that we don't have the chance to make videos for. So do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we've got content available. And do share far and wide. We are an educational platform. We want to reach as many people as possible. Now, I'm Josh from ATM Stakepool, your presenter for Ada Pulse for today. Let's just crack on with the article. Now, distributed ledgers with proof of stake consensus are probably the most common alternative to proof of work, which is what Bitcoin uses. So, which is basically, replacing the dependency on hardware for, network consensus with stake. That is, the cryptocurrency itself as the asset. Cardano is a decentralized and open source platform, and it allows users to participate in consensus. So you're earning rewards every 5 days or epoch. And that's currently estimated to be around 3 to 4%, or 4.3 if you're with ATM. And that's because you're delegating the native asset cryptocurrency, which is ADA. It's argued that one of the problems in the proof of stake consensus system is the potential for centralization. Because there are more stake pools that concentrate more delegation, obtaining higher rewards with more power in the blockchain consensus to validate blocks, while smaller pools have difficulties to sign blocks and obtain rewards to sustain its operation over time. Like mining farms in proof of work, it's possible for stake pools in proof of stake to coalesce into collaborative entities made up of multiple stakeholders to earn rewards more regularly compared to individual participation, but at the cost of the network losing decentralization because it's concentrating consensus power. And so pools tend to increase centralization since they're usually managed by a single party acting on behalf of all of its members. So big MPO farms like say Binance increase centralization since they're usually managed by a single sort of party or entity acting on behalf of all of its members. So in this article, first thing we're going to do is explain the research paper by IOHK, which was the inspiration for Conclave that we're dealing with today. What is Conclave? So IOHK, the developer of Cardano, if you didn't know, proposes this research paper. Conclave, a collective stakepool protocol, a formal design for decentralized participation and without a single point of authority as a distributed protocol based on standard cryptographic primitives. Now, the design is based on the fact that several stakeholders jointly create a stake pool but without a single operator as such. I mean, because large stakeholders, or whales, or whatever you want to call them, they're more likely to form a pool on their own. Now, the protocol affects smaller sort of stakeholders who basically wouldn't be able to, participate directly on their own. So this design could be pretty attractive for a group of people who are looking for a more stable reward relationship without depending on a third party. And what's more important, it's all in a trustless environment. Now, the responsibility for managing the pool shouldn't be held by a single central party. It should be shared among all the pool members. If there was a single centralized decider and the protocol requires unanimous action, a single member could stop the pool from working. Participation of all members in making decisions requires a level of coordination and can obviously be a bit of a fucking pain in the ass. So to ensure good performance, the pool must allow a subset, a carefully chosen size of people to act on behalf of the entire pool. The choice of these subsets depends on the weight of each part, which is proportional to its participation. So in summary, the design is based on these initial assumptions. Small number of participants. A collective pool is managed by a small group of players. Reduced disparity of shares. The profile of the members of the collective pool are similar. So basically, they contribute a similar number of shares to the pool. share ratio as weight. So each participant is assigned a weight for participating in the share in the pool, which is relative to their share in the pool as a whole. So the next thing I want to cover, as the document presents a massive list of the basic requirements of a collaborative stake pool. So we'll go through them now. Here they are. Proportional rewards. Each member's entitlement to protocol rewards from the entire fund must be proportional to their individual contribution. Joint control of rewards. Members of a pool must jointly control access to their funds. Unilateral reward withdrawal. At any time, a participant must be able to claim their reward accumulated up to that point without necessarily interacting with other members of the pool. Authorized access. New users can join the pool upon agreement of an eligible set of pool members. Robustness against interruption. The pool should not stop participating in the consensus unless an admissible set of members aborts or becomes corrupted. Public verifiability. The formation and operation of the stake pool must be publicly verifiable. For example, the consensus could take into account the aggregate participation of the group. Reallocation of shares. Users must freely change their personal share assignment to the pool without interacting with other members of the pool. Parameter update. An eligible set of parties must be able to update stake pool parameters. Forced removal. An eligible set of parties must be able to remove a member from the pool. Pool closure. An eligible set of parties must be able to permanently close the stake pool. And then there's prevention of double stake allocation. So a party must not simultaneously allocate the same stake to two different stake pools. The Stakepool Operator and developers behind Conclave. A stake pool was inspired by the IOHK research paper and decided to implement the base idea of the Conclave protocol and announced a layer 2 staking system built on the Cardano network in order to distribute rewards equally among members to develop a more decentralized system. ADAF, the Cardano stake pool based in the Philippines, tweeted this: "We are happy to announce that ADAF will be the first stake pool to be a member of the CNCLV, say that fast, starting Epoch 384. Our delegators will be eligible to earn the CNCLV tokens, being one of the first part owners of the ADAF stake pool. What are you waiting for? Stake to ADAF now." So the developers took the name Conclave as a tribute to the ideas and visions or principles presented in that document that we were talking about, but emphasizes that the implementation is not a direct copy of the document, but have tried to capture the spirit of the ideas presented and apply them in a way that aligns with their own goals as a Cardano stake pool operator. The stated goal is to bring the benefits of decentralized technology to as many people as possible and to contribute to the broader vision of decentralized future as advocated by Charles Hoskinson. Here he is, the founder of Cardano, if you didn't know. Conclave is the first tokenized stake pool on the Cardano network, allowing members to have partial ownership of all stake pools operated by Conclave in exchange for holding CNCLV tokens. The CNCLV token also grants its holders voting power for decisions related to Conclave stake pools as a governance token. So by redistributing rewards fairly among its members and allowing them to have partial ownership of the stake pools operated by Conclave, it's creating a more balanced and decentralized participation system. The developer team presents a repository on GitHub, and you can check that out, and we'll put a link to it in the description below. Tokenomics. The CNCLV token will be a native asset minted on the Cardano network, obviously. CNCLV tokens will grant delegators partial ownership of all stake pools operated by Conclave. So this means that in addition to Cardano's native staking rewards, they'll be entitled to a proportion of the rewards from all Conclave member stake pools, and will also have voting power for Conclave related decisions, as CNCLV will also be a governance token. Now, a total supply of 1,000 million, or as the US like to say 1 billion, but that's another story. In fact, no, actually, this has been a long time coming, because we've now adopted this 1,000 million to be 1 billion, when in fact, actually, it's a million should be a billion. But for some reason, the US can't count properly. So therefore, the UK has now adopted that 1,000 million is a billion. So yeah, anyway, so let's say there's a total supply of 1 billion CNCLV tokens that will be created. And the distribution of these tokens will be transparently tracked on a distribution board. Clark Lesner, the lead developer, has informed us that he is considering using the new standard CIP68 that defines a metadata standard for native assets, making use of output datums, not only for NFTs, but for any asset class. Starting with Cardano Epoch 384, all ADAF delegators will be eligible for the CNCLV token rewards that will be distributed once the staking board is live. This means that the distribution will not be done immediately, but the team will consider the delegators of each epoch from 384 to distribute the tokens when the platform is active. So check out this for the prototype model that is presented by the team. So actually, even as a prototype, it's looking pretty cool. But I've got another image for you, so check this out. The CNCLV tokens will be distributed to all Conclave members by epoch for the next 5 years. So the team have reported that in the coming weeks, they're going to deliver more information about the technical operation of Conclave. But the goal of the project is, of course, decentralization. And therefore, they're also looking to add new stake pools in the coming weeks too. Final words. Now, Conclave have actually done their own video on it. So you can check that out if you wish. And I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But the project as it's presented is a very interesting initiative to contribute to the decentralization of Cardano. I mean, ideas that come from the community, in this case, it's an IOHK research paper, can be a generator of new ideas and a promoter of community participation. Now, a technology is only successful if it is disruptive and useful. And in this case, it is reflected in the adoption of a user community. Now, Ben O'Halloran said it perfectly in his Twitter profile. He's the head of community engagement and insights, marketing and communications of IOHK. But his Twitter profile says competitors can't copy communities. And so, yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. But that brings us to the end of the article. Remember, the full article can be found online, along with all the other articles that we don't have a chance to make videos for. So do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell button so you can get notified as soon as we have content available. And share far and wide. Remember, we're an educational platform, and we do want to reach as many people as possible. So that brings us to the end of it today. I'm Josh from ATM Stakepool, your presenter for ADA Pulse. I'll see you next time. Thank you.